Welcome to There's Insurance for That, your number one destination for all things relating to the insurance world. We are your hosts. I am Nate Brown.
And I am Edwin Moreno, and today we will be talking about navigating family and business, specifically in the insurance industry, right? Which I think that's our experience. So that's what we're going to speak to. I, we honestly, we started off not even really knowing what the topic was. We usually talk about it beforehand and kind of like get an idea, and I'm sure like we'll do that moving forward, or we won't. It's okay, but I really like this topic because I was feeling it today, and I've been feeling it, I think, throughout the past couple weeks. Um, navigating family and business, where it's like, I mean, it's like honestly, one word that comes to my mind, it's like there's also like integrating family and business. Like, what does it look like to integrate family business? Because man, what we do like really requires our attention, and
Yeah.
it requires like it's like other people's pockets. It's other people's kind of like
Yeah.
it's really serious to them, and so when like it's like when I'm insuring someone's business, for example, like I feel accountable to make sure that I'm providing the proper coverages, or just that I offered the proper coverages. And I'm thinking about it. And sometimes, bro, I'll wake up and I'm like, oh shoot, this business has this too. Man, did I add that? Did I do that? I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not sure. Man, is the classification right? Oh, wait a minute, they also do this. So I'm like constantly thinking about this, and at the same time, though, like I'm like with my family. You know, I'm like I'm playing with my daughter, and I get a phone call about like a building that needs to get insured, and then suddenly I'm like, so now I'm like, wait, do I stop this because this is going to be revenue? Like this is money that's coming in, you know. But I'm like, man, but this is like a beautiful memory. Like this is like a beautiful moment, like with my daughter, you
Yeah.
know. So
Dude, that is the Achilles heel to this business. Is like revenue versus relationship. Like
ooh,
where are we doing this? Because like I said last night, off camera, I was saying last night, my daughter for the past hour leading up to her meet the teacher night, she's like, Dad, you're not coming? Like, what do you mean? Like, you haven't been to my new school yet. I'm like, yeah, I've been with them, but no, it's like you could see the importance of like, I want you and mommy there. I'm so excited. And I'm like, okay, realistically, that's her excitement. I'm not excited to see the school. I'm like, I need money to keep the lights on and keep this roof over our head. So this is exciting. I'm gonna help another client, but they don't care about that. They don't live in that world yet. So I'm like, it just so happened, like literally, I'm on Zoom and we were with the other agents and the team, and the lady ends up, she's like 5 minutes late on the Zoom, and he reached out like, "Are you coming on?" He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule for this day?" I was like, "Whew." So as she hears us talking about it, she's like, she comes around like around my desk where she can see me. She's like, like she's like, I heard, like, come on. So I'm like, man, it makes her day, but okay, got to push money back another day. And so it's one of those things, juggling, man. And honestly, I I made up a term. I call it octopussing.
mm,
Because I feel like an octopus sometimes, man. Oh, I got an arm here, something over here, something doing that. I'm like, man, it's tough, and you can't really. I've asked this question to like big leaders, so I was like, how do you find balance? And I'm not gonna say the guy's name; he's well known. But I asked him one time in a private meeting, how do you find balance with you and your children? He has daughters too, your children, and all that. And he was like, I'll give it to you straight. There's no balance.
wow,
I thought he had like a great gem to give me. He was like, there is no balance. Like
right.
we are fluid. Like we are trying to navigate this space every day in live time. They got kids that do sports and do this and do that and got activities. And I'm like, at the end of it, it just gave me like a, okay, at least I'm not alone in this. Like I get it. Like
Right,
it is what it is. That's part of what it is. You know what I mean?
right, right. You man, that's interesting. I agree with that. I don't think there is a such like I agree with that. I don't think there is a such thing as balance. I'm in this like I mean, I should give a shout out to this group because there's a lot that I'm getting out of it, and it's only been like a bit. But I'm in this leadership sales, like leadership group, and the name of the it's a life is sales leadership group, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit for me. It's been a process for me to even like buy into just like the methodology of like life is sales. Like it's like because I'm like, oh my God, like what does that mean? Like I'm gonna be selling my whole life? Like that's what I have to do? Like constantly sell? And I also noticed that a lot of times like I am selling. Like even like if I'm selling my wife on an idea, like it's like, hey, look, I have this idea. This is what I think we should do. And if I don't have like a solid pitch, she's not like she's not gonna, you know what I mean? She's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like what exactly what are we doing here? Like, what are we trying to really do? And it's the truth because if I'm not being clear about like what I want and what I'm expecting out of it, or just like what I want for the family, what I'm expecting for us, it's like it's almost like I'm just waiting for fate to kind of like to handle it for me, And so that's kind of why, like I said earlier, like man, like for me, it has been like, all right, how do I integrate? Like, what does integrating mean? Like, what does integrating my family and my business and I think a part of it is honestly, bro, part of it is this, like what we're doing, like right here. It's like,
Part of it for sure.
I think so because it's like we both have. I've been doing commercial insurance now. I started off with home and auto. Honestly, I started off with like life, health, and supplemental, and then I was like, I don't know if that's my realm. And then I went into like home and auto, and then I was like, and then I learned about business insurance, and I'm like, I really like business insurance. Like it's really cool and it's really intricate and it's really like complex. And I like the larger accounts, the more complex they are, the more they're kind of based on relationships. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, all right, cool. Like I know that's something that I'm good at. That's something I want to talk about, like something I want to talk about to people. But then it's also like there's an aspect of it, like, all right, who can I team up with that believes in family, that believes in like it's funny, the first phrase that comes to my mind believes in work-life balance, but I don't think there is a such thing as work-life balance.
At
Like you
least
were
not the way we want it to be. You all right. So if I had, what I thought work-life balance was in the beginning was like, I mean, we're taught you work from 9 to 5. At 5, you come home and you got 3 hours really with your family and the weekend. Just balances out, whatever. That's bullcrap. You know what I mean? But then you go into entrepreneurship, and you're like, oh shoot, I might work 50 hours, 60 hours a week, you know what I mean? And I can't really integrate my dude, I try. I remember I tried to integrate my family with marketing in the beginning. I tried to do a Christmas ad and Faith had little antlers on. We're trying to come up with a concept. It was fun to do, but the ad was trash. It was dirt. It's like no one's, this is like a blooper video. Nobody's gonna buy insurance from this crap. So it was trash. So I was like, okay, that level of incorporation may not work. We need real actors or just something else.
right, right,
Um,
right,
so like recently, we went to, it was my oldest 18th birthday. And so I was like, you know what I want to do? It's like one of the things that if you take so much time away from them, from the business, I want to do something where you got me and I'm not here for like an hour. Or I try to
right,
make this next hour give you all my undivided attention, even though in my mind I'm like, man, I gotta file 3 more processes this and I gotta do this. You know what I mean? So I'm not fully engaged. So I like took them, we all went to Ocean City for the weekend and, do y'all do what y'all want to do, have fun, daddy swiping a card. You know what I mean? We're not talking about how much this costs or that costs. It's like, let me show you that why I'm away on Zoom meetings all day. This is why I'm doing it so that when we are together and I
let
can
me ask you
we can
well
do
let me
that.
ask you this. Do you tell them that? Are you like, hey, look, like, do you like express that in the moment? Like, do you have like those conversations with them? Like, this is like, I'm just, yeah, just
Happened
wondering.
once or twice. Like it's a couple times I said, "Hey, I gotta work so that we can make this happen." But I think now they starting to see it because they're like, their life is like even okay. This is another integration. You know what I mean? When we do our conferences, like we do insurance conferences, the gang is there.
That's
They don't
cool.
give a crap about the conference.
Of course not.
I'm
Of
in
course not.
I'm in sessions all day, either training classes or learning something myself, and they are out in Florida living the dream. They're in water parks and they're whatever, but now Daddy has a conference in Vegas. Yay!
Oh, that's integration. That's integration. That's cool.
So it's like, so y'all go have fun. I'm gonna get my nerd on and learn, and maybe and then again, how come you're all day? This is what I have to do so that I can
Right.
this can happen because
Right.
this trip isn't free.
Right. Well, but I think kids think that, bro. Like kids, I mean, bro, listen, like I'm thinking about, my wife just had our daughter. She's one now, it's been a year now. So she's
Oh,
like walking, she's like she's like, I'm seeing her process,
yeah.
and I'm like, this little person has no idea. Like,
None.
this little person has no clue about the world, like how vast it is, about the different cultures, about like just industry, about business, about work. It's just like the whole, being an adult in society is like a part of her life that she's not going to experience for another, I don't know, maybe 18 years, 18 to like 19 years. And so there's something, and this is just something that I guess for me, the way I'm navigate, guess for me, the way I'm navigating like family and business is like by letting them know, like almost like, look, this doesn't come easy. Like the privilege that you have to like do these things or like go to these places isn't something that just like happened overnight. It's like it's taking, like, I'm working a lot on myself, like I'm working a lot on like the relationships that I'm developing. And even like Michaela, like, my oldest, she's 15, so she's understanding that now. She's like like before maybe she didn't like comprehend, but now she's starting to get like, oh, this dude has been putting in work. Like this didn't just happen. Like, the things we have, like just like where we're at, like it didn't just happen overnight. And I share with her about like just where I come from, where our family comes from, like because there's also, man, I'm not gonna lie, like there's something I don't know if struggle is the word, but there's something I've been like just processing, which is like, man, how can I, before I used to be like, I just need to work harder. I need to just be on the phones more. I need to get more people on the line. I need to do more, like, I need to do more, do more, do more, do more. And I'm learning where I'm like, okay, how can I like do less and get more? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. I'm 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 right there. And so for that, I literally just told my wife that this morning. I was like, babe, I gotta build a team. I said, like a truly passive income in the life insurance side of the insurance world does not happen without a team. Like you have to go through the part of training and duplicating yourself in people, and that can be almost more challenging because everybody has their own personality, their own way of doing things, and you have to kind of try to mold them into doing what already you've done it a million times, it works. And that takes time, it takes dedication. So again, it's like, oh, do I take more time away from my family and pour into these people so that I can later spend more time with my family? It's tough because my kids are older now. I have 18, 16, and 12. But I'm also looking at it's one of those things that you may the balance of it all is more not like a equal balance, is more like you got paid up front first and you got paid in full. And
Mm,
it's the after effect. Because guess what? I had to realize it to not beat myself. I'm like, I'm missing so much precious time. It's like I'm dad. They're still going to be around, even when in their adult life. But guess what? They'll be around and they'll have everything that I worked for. That they'll be able to see it another way. I have more time freedom. We can do family trips and do certain things without me worrying about did I sell enough policies this month to make this happen. It's like, yeah, you got. I've seen it. People who have grown to hundreds or even thousands of agents who are writing every day in wherever part of the world. I give so much respect to those guys, and guess what they're able to do now? They're able to enjoy their family in a whole nother way. They're like,
yeah.
I know I couldn't been there for this or that. I may have missed a couple basketball games, but now we're on a yacht in Italy and we're living it up. And guess what? You got all my time, and I'm just so happy to see my family together. And so I'm like, maybe this is, maybe this is where you start to see the balance, the work-life balance doesn't happen in a day, it happens throughout life.
Mm,
It's a real life balance. It's like, ah, you know what I mean? It's one of those type of things. That's my aha moment of thinking about this. Like, because I'm thinking of every day I want to be a present father and husband every day, but I can't.
it's
Sometimes
hard.
you might get an hour of me or 2 hours of me or something like that, or and if you do, I'm half exhausted, or whatever it may be. But then you get the full of me when we do get to have fun and play big, work hard, play hard. So
Right.
these are some of the ways I try to navigate. I have had those conversations with them to explain this is funny. So every now and then, like their grandma may give them like when we went to Florida, she gave them like both like 100 to 200 bucks. Like, y'all gonna be out there. And I'm like, oh, cool. So when y'all want that daddy I want. Oh my gosh, that's my whole first name or daddy can I have. So yeah, you can have it. Use your own money. You should have saw them at the gift shops like, oh, that cost $38 for that koala bear. I'm like, nah, go get it. Because when I
You
say
got the money, right? Go get it. That's funny.
but when it's their money, oh, it's a whole new experience. Now they're having a different appreciation for money now. I'm like, yeah. Now why I
That's
have to
cool.
say no sometimes. They'll bleed you dry. You know that. They'll bleed you dry. They'll give you that look. But dad, and you don't want to see the note, man. If you said yes, you would be broke as a
If I said yes to everything,
yes.
I can't.
Yeah, it never
I mean, it's hard to say that I can't, and and it's also like what you were saying resonates with is like I'm in building stage. Like I'm still in building stage. Like there's still, and there's still like I'm also seeing like my family like grow and so that's hard for me, man. Like because someone told me that so I was having a conversation with someone, you might have to miss some games, you might have to miss this, you might have to miss that, and this is, and it's like hearing that I can't help but to have like a resistance where I'm like, okay, I don't want to though, like I don't want to, like okay, yeah, and I don't want so I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have for a big chunk of like my career kind of been in it in a way where I'm like my priority is my family. Like my priority is my family. And then it kind of shifted to like, okay, my priority is myself. Like, let me make myself the priority. And then like I'm the priority, and then that leaks over to my family, right? Because my family's seeing me and they're like, okay, cool. Like we see how you're operating. So they're appreciating it. And it's just kind of like, there's like this I don't know, we're all like it's like a ecosystem, right? Where it's like they're like, okay, yeah, he cares about himself, we care about him, we care about ourselves, he cares about himself, he cares about us. Like, so it's just that's the ecosystem I'm working on building with again, like within my family. And at the same time, it's like I do see that part of like, wow, like what does it look like for me to be more selfish in like what I want to build and what I want to develop, you know, and it looks like making like certain things a priority, right? Like this, like this is a priority for me. Like this is something that I want to make a priority because I see it supporting my family. You know, like during this time, it would be great to be like, you know what, I'm gonna hang out, you know, with Ruby and let's go for a walk and like let's like. I mean, I'd love to like just be
Yeah.
out and like seeing I don't know, seeing nature or like whatever it is, like hey, enjoying with my family. Like that sounds beautiful. And at the same time, there's this like, okay, well, but how do I like where's the income I have coming in that supports these activities? Because
Right.
there has to be a payment for this stuff.
So let me ask you a question, man. Because again, for those who don't know, who may be just catching on, I'm in the life and health insurance world. Edward is in the property and casualty world. We get paid the same, but we get paid differently, if that makes any sense. Like
Yeah.
life insurance, we help a client get whatever they need. We get paid one time and one time only. You may get like a trickle, I mean, of crumbs of residual once a year. And I do mean crumbs. Crumbs. Now, with property and casualty, there's, in my opinion, a little bit more sexier because they have products that you legally have to have. So,
Yes.
not like I want this. She's like, I have to have this. So
Yes.
you have more of a need, and people, have to get these certain things, and it pays them residually like every, if I'm not mistaken, is it every month or every year or
Depending on the carrier. So some carriers, if the client has a monthly payment plan, then we'll get paid monthly.
okay.
If some carriers, they just pay all the commission up front, you know, which is becoming more and more rare. They're kind of like, let's get the payment first, and then we'll pay you the percentage of what we get, just to like we all be on the same we're all on the same page doing it that way. But there's still a lot of those carriers that that pay like that too. So yeah, so it's both.
So those who are looking at the building phases of both of our things, we both want to spend more time with children. I want to dispel the rumor. Some people were like, well, if you sold enough property and casualty, you should be good. You should just be living the dream. You can take care of your be home and just kick your feet up all day. And they don't understand, like, no, even if you build it up to a point where your monthly expenses are done, like to say yes to children and a wife means
Constant expenses.
put a faucet on your wallet and just you
It's
know what
constant expenses. Well, here's my thing too. It's like there's something that people. I mean, I don't know people, but look, there's something that you got to think about, which is like loss ratios, right? If you have so with property and casualty, it's like if I have one insurance carrier that I write a lot of business for, and all the business I'm writing with that insurance carrier, they're having claims. Every person I'm putting in there, they're just having claims after claim after claim after claim after claim. That carrier can say, "Hey, you're not profitable for us. Like you're not underwriting the people right. I don't know what kind of people you're getting, but you're not profitable for us, so we're gonna pool your contract, and you're just not gonna get paid anymore. You know, you have until this day to move these accounts somewhere else."
I didn't know that. What?
Yes, yes. So that's so. There's another thing where it's like there's also um, retention rates, right? Like, what's your retention rate? Like, how many people are continuously paying? Bro, like a lot of people get a new car insurance every like 3 months because they just stop paying for it. So go look for another carrier. And a lot of these people, they're moving. A lot of these people, they're moving. You know, they're like they'll go to Geico, then they'll go to like Magnum Insurance, then they'll go to Expert, you know, whatever Expert Insurance, then they'll go to Amigo Insurance, then they'll go to like Loya, and they'll go back to Geico. Like there's these people that are just kind of like they're just circulating all these different insurance carriers. And guess what? Like each one of those books of business they were in, that person lost that money,
Ooh, so it's like
right?
I got a client, we got a new revenue stream, and then 3 months later, it's gone.
Gone.
So you
It's gone.
continually build your book of business every single as much as possible.
I would say as much as possible, but like more importantly, in the property and casualty business, is having systems, like
Okay.
having really good systems in place for the people that are your clients so that they're happy and they don't go anywhere. And
Yeah.
that's the issue with a lot of independent agencies. They don't have good systems. It's almost like just someone that just like wants to just write a bunch of business and they're like, I just want to get paid. And it's just like, whatever comes in, write it. Just write it, write it, write it, write it, write it. Which is like fine. That's a model. It's like, you know, Magna. It works at a lot of carriers. It works like with a lot. I don't know if Magnum has that. I don't know if that's like how they think, but I know that it's a volume game with a lot of those like smaller policies. It's like how much you're writing. It's a volume game, you know. And so with what I focus on, it's really been a shift of like, well, no, we're looking for quality, and I think that kind of like ties into like family life too, because it's like if I have quality clients, they respect my time with my family,
Yeah. Yeah.
because now I have a quality relationship and I'm just surrounded by quality people. And they're like, yo, like, yeah, we're family. We care about our family too. You care about your family, man. It's great. Like, that's fantastic, and it's easier. I've had clients where I closed a deal while I was in visiting my family in Colombia,
Mhm.
virtual. I mean, it was a couple 100,000, like it was a decent size account. And I'm just like, all right, we're going over everything. We're like, okay, cool. This is what we need. Like, this is where we're at. Like, okay, oh, fantastic. Oh, where you at, by the way? Oh, I'm out here. Oh, go, you need to go enjoy. Hey, let's get this done fast so you can go enjoy yourself. Like, that's like a quality, like, there's like, and I think what's supported with like navigating family and business is like transparency. It's like being like transparent with my clients, not so much like, hey, my family's more important than you, so just so you know, like, I'm not gonna, I mean, like, I'm not like, that's not the message that I'm sending. It's more like, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing. I want to be honest about where I'm at, and that way we can just be on the same page.
Exactly. I
you
think
know
it works for clients when they see that you're a family person that you can relate. And even as agents, like there are some agents who I've seen with other companies who are, and they're writing this and they're writing this and they're trying to give education. You should do this and you should just be on your phone all day. And I'm like, it's not going to work with you do that, I won't have a family. And they will resent your job. They don't care how much money you make. I hate your job. You're never available. You're never emotionally available or present. You're just, I mean, at some point, money doesn't matter. How many clients you have don't matter if the job becomes your whole life. And it's weird because to a degree it does, especially
yeah,
as an entrepreneur, it becomes you obsess about it in a way, not like it's so you think about, but you're thinking about it with them in mind, with your family
yeah,
in mind. If it was just me, myself, I'm cool. I'm making enough for me to be cool. But it's never cool when you have others. So it's like trying to get them to understand that is one thing. I think my wife understands it. I think my older ones kind of get it. Actually, believe it or not, I think my youngest one, who's weirdly enough, she's brought it like two or three times. She's like when I get older, how about like, can I take over the business or work over the business? And I'm sitting there like, hmm. Because she out of my three girls, she is the more entrepreneurial one.
wow,
I mean, and again,
wow,
being an entrepreneur has helped with that, family time dynamic. Like 2 summers that we lived here, for 2 summers, we built her a little lemonade stand outside and we helped her make some lemonade. And she was averaging like $15 an hour out there frying, just a lot of
yeah, just
stuff.
doing it.
But she was doing it and bringing her
Right,
friends around like, hey, come on, help me with the lemonade stand. And I'm
right,
she has it. She has that entrepreneur
yeah,
spirit. So
yeah,
what I do now think of it now, like, I want this to be profitable enough and growing so much because who else to trust with your thing you built than the next generation under? Like, hustle for my last name. You know what I mean? Make sure that, continues to go. I mean, or just try to save that name because Brown, I have daughters. As they get married, my name's gone. But
right,
the
right,
legacy I build, what's in them will remain. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't want to give her here, inherit this dud business that just brings in 10K a month. You know what I mean?
right,
I'm doing it
right,
forever and this is all no, I have to build it and make it to a point like, baby, I took it to 100K a month. Now you go ahead and build it to 1 million a month. Like, you know what I mean? rock out, something like that. And so that's the family business dynamic that I consider all the time. But it's fluid, man. It's
Yeah.
up.
Well, I love that you're not. I mean, what's really cool and what stands out to me. What were we at time, by the way, just in case?
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Oh shoot. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, no, because I mean, I just wanted to highlight some stuff, but I think I'll just save that for the end, so that way people can stick
You
around for
might as
that part.
well. You might as well. Yeah, you can go into your takeaway, your highlights if you
All
want.
right. Cool. Like, I think a big takeaway for me is just like the pressure, like not putting that pressure on your family, like not putting that like, and it's like it really sounds Nate, like you're doing a great job at that, at like being like, this is mine, like this business I'm developing is, I'd love to leave it. Like I want to like, this is the message I'm hearing from you. It's like, you want to leave it, you want to like, you want to grow it. And at the same time, you're like, like you're taking responsibility for it. Like you're taking responsibility for the time you're putting into it, for the importance that it is to you. And that's a huge takeaway for me of like, cool, like how can I be more just like how can I be more like how can I keep investing in myself and keep like owning like what I'm developing and why I'm developing it. I think that's really big for us in our industry that we're in. It's like we got to have a why. Like we got to have a like why are we in it? Like and it can't only be money. It's like it can't only be money and it's like for you like I'm hearing like legacy, like education, like like opportunity like I mean you're doing family integration, like you're integrating family with your business in such a cool way. And so it's just like it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing the same. You know what I mean? You're doing the same. It's funny because like with in your age range of children, it's almost like you're starting all over. You got like a 15-year-old and like a 1-year-old, and they're both going to see you and view what you do in the business and at different levels, different times, different phrases. But I think our duty to our kids is just to win, like to actually do it. You know what I mean? To the point, like even for my daughter to just say, like, maybe one day I can take over your business, or I can. That right there puts a battery in my back, like, oh yeah, I got to make sure it's a good one. You know what I mean? And but it also lets me know that I'm doing okay. For her to even want to be like, I can take over your thing. It's not like, Dad, you're just doing dirt. We never see the fruits of your labor ever. Like then I'm like, I'm doing so I need to switch gears and do something else. You know what I mean? So it's inadvertently a way to say, you know what, we're doing okay. And the fact that you can still be there, like, hey, I got to do stuff I get to walk with Ruby, I get to do stuff for Michaela, and they get to see you in this for a prolonged period of time, and they know they understand why you do what you do, and that it's for them. And you said something important. I was like, first it was just them, and it was just the business one, but then it's like, you got to be a little selfish too, and that's key. You got to take care of yourself first. You know what I mean? Because when you do something for them, again, I don't want to be the emotionally wiped out dad, the physically drained dad or husband. I want to be refreshed too. So again, how can we do more with doing less? And I think that becomes, like you said, systems. Is SOPs, a system of operations, has to be key. That's how I live off my calendar. So you got to have that.
Yep.
For my line, like, I don't have to, I'm building a book of business per se, but I need to build a team that can repeat what I do over and over and over again at a faster rate, help more families. And I don't need all of that. I just need percentage of that small override to, guess what? You build enough volume. At some point, I've known agents who hasn't sold a policy in years because they built it to that point where they're like, it's an autopilot. I just manage from a distance. You know what I mean? I met a guy, 14 years in the business, had like, I think, a few thousand agents, and the sand just went away. And he's like, he's on Zoom doing a training, but he was literally doing the training from a yacht in Italy. The reception was a little sketchy here and there, but he was like, I have about 30 something family members here with me on this yacht. we're all out here on a family trip, and I'm just gonna take an hour out to do this training with y'all, which makes the whole thing tax write-off at that point.
Of course, yeah, of course.
That's a whole nother subject, but in my mind, I'm like, I appreciate this training, but he just showed us another level of balling. Like
Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
spend it too if you work hard.
yeah. Turned it
And,
into a business expense.
and even if my children were kind of, oh, you missed a game or two here. I don't think they'll be mad at some point where they're like, Dad, you got us and our kids, and and is enjoying life in a way that we would have never been possible had you not stuck your neck out there and grinded. I think we're both doing that, So those are my takeaways, man.
I
So
love it. I love it, bro.
yeah.
Wanna lead us out?
Yeah, so again, we wrapping this up, but thank you everybody for tuning in to There's Insurance for That. We're going to be talking about everything and anything within this business. So I hope something here has been something you can relate to, learn from, or it can be inspirational to take you and your business to the next level. Until then, that's a wrap. Peace.
All right, don't forget to follow, subscribe. We're on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. Peace.